I overthink things. What should I do?
I'm Shinya, a psychologist. Let me explain.
Welcome. Today we're going to explore the ancient practice of Zen, but not as some distant philosophy. We're going to look at it as a powerful, cutting-edge technology for upgrading the very hardware inside your head. Let's get right into it. So, does this sound familiar? You feel scattered, you're constantly pulled in a million directions, and you just feel mentally drained, even when you'd had plenty of sleep. If that hits home, you are not alone. And it's not a personal failing, it's really just a symptom of a modern brain running on overload. But what if there was a way to actually rewire your brain, a way to handle all of this modern chaos without burning out? Well, that is the promise of Zen. Think of it as a practical method for taking back the controls of your inner world. And here's what that promise looks like. We're going to explore how you can reclaim control from runaway emotions, how you can unlock a level of focus that feels almost like a cheat code, and how you can find real, genuine rest by finally stopping that constant drain on your mental energy. Okay, let's get into the science of it because to really understand the solution, we first have to get a clear picture of the problem. And it all starts with a very specific network inside your brain. So I want you to meet the default mode network, or the DMN for short. This is what your brain gets up to when you're not really doing anything. When your mind just wanders off, when you're worrying about the future or replaying that awkward conversation from yesterday. It's basically your brain's autopilot. And here's the best way to think about it. Imagine your brain is a smartphone. The DMN is like a really heavy, power hungry ad. It's always, and I mean always, running in the background. Even when your screen is off, it is just draining that battery bit by bit. That's what the DMN is doing to your mental energy all day long. And the cost of running this app is absolutely staggering. Look at this, we're not talking about a small leak. Some research suggests your DMN can be responsible for up to 70% of your brain's entire energy budget. And that's before you've even tried to focus on a single intentional task. No wonder we're all so tired. So, if the problem is this overactive energy hog of the network, well, the solution has to be finding a way to quiet it down, right? Let's turn to the science of stillness and see how Zen does exactly that. And this is the beautiful part. The solution is so direct. Studies from top-tier places like Yale have shown pretty conclusively that Zen meditation directly quiets down all that chatter from a DMN. It's like you're finally putting that background app into a low-power mode, freeing up a massive amount of mental horsepower. And get this, the effects are physical. You can actually see them. Groundbreaking research at Harvard found that after just 8 weeks of practice, the gray matter in the amygdala, that's your brain's little anxiety infusion, it physically shrinks. You are literally on a structural level calming your brain's alarm system. And it doesn't stop there. The same studies show that this practice actually strengthens your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain in charge of reason and decision making. It increases the density of your hippocampus, which is crucial for memory, and it lowers the stress hormone cortisol. These are real, tangible upgrades to your brain's hardware. So, how is this even possible? Well, it all comes down to a fantastic principle called neuroplasticity. This is the proven fact that our brains can and do change themselves all the time. So, Zen isn't some kind of magic. It's a practical tool for consciously directing that change, for literally sculpting a calmer, more focused, and more resilient brain for yourself. Okay, so that's the hardware. We see how the brain physically changes. But what about the software? How does Zen change our actual moment to moment relationship with our own thoughts? Let's try a quick experiment. For the next few seconds, whatever you do, just do not think about a polar bear. Don't do it. So, what's in your head right now? A polar bear, right? This little paradox shows us something huge. You can't fight a thought. Trying to suppress it just makes it come back stronger. So, if we can't fight our thoughts, what are we supposed to do? Well, Zen offers this incredibly elegant solution, which is now a cornerstone of modern therapy. It's called cognitive diffusion. Let's take a common painful thought like this one. When we're stuck in it, we're what psychologists call fused with the thought. It doesn't just feel true, it feels like who we are. It's our identity in that moment, and it's completely all consuming. Now, watch this tiny but profound shift. Instead of I am a failure, you simply notice I am aware of the thought, I am a failure. See that? In that tiny gap, you've created space. You're no longer the thought itself, you are the one observing the thought. It's no longer a fact about you, It's just a little bit of water passing through your mind. That is cognitive diffusion.
The most powerful metaphors in all of Zen. Your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, they're all just clouds passing through the sky. Some are dark and stormy, sure. Others are bright and fluffy. But you aren't the clouds. You are the vast, open, unchanging sky through which they all pass.
Now, this all sounds great, but who really has time to go sit on a mountaintop, right? The real magic of Zen is when you start weaving this awareness into the fabric of your actual everyday life. Let's look at how that works. Take something as simple as cleaning. In Zen, this is seen as polishing the mind. Why? Because when you focus on that simple physical act, you're actually helping to organize your own brain. Or eating. Instead of scrolling on your phone, really tasting your food actually satisfies your brain's reward circuits. Even pain, and this is a huge one. Zen teaches you to just accept the raw sensation, which frees you from all the extra emotional suffering we create by fighting it. And this, right here, is where true empowerment comes from. You can't control the traffic jam, you can't control what your boss says, you can't control the chaos of the world. But you can, always, train and change your internal reaction to it. That is the one place where your power is absolute.
So let's end with one last image to carry with you. I want you to picture your mind, with all its worries and anxieties, as the stormy, chaotic surface of the ocean. The waves are crashing, the wind is howling. It's a mess up there. But Zen is the practice of diving beneath that surface. It's the path down to the quiet, tranquil deep where no storm can ever reach. That stillness, that profound peace, it's always there inside you. It's always accessible. Look, you don't need to change your whole life to begin this. You just need to change 3 minutes of your day. A calmer, stronger, and more focused brain is literally waiting for you. So the only real question left is why not start?
Hi everyone, I'm Shinya. I'm Certified Psychologist in Japan and I'm here to help you sleep better using psychology and Zen. If you are excited for today's video, please smash the like button and subscribe the channel and let's get hyped. Thank you.